My name is John Constantine. I'm the one who steps from the shadows, all trenchcoat and arrogance. To be honest.
So I just finished the Constantine TV show literally about a second ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite nice to see something a bit different from Flash and Arrow and all the other TV shows, because normally they follow a set theme, but this was quite different in a way. I really did enjoy it. Sadly, it did have a few, I don't know how you'd say, there was a few little nitpicks, but besides that, it was really good. So I didn't know much about Constantine before watching the show, which I guess isn't really a bad thing. I grew to like the character much more than I thought I would. He was played by Matt Ryan, who I found out actually voices the assassin pirate Edward Kenway, which I thought was really cool. I don't know why I didn't notice it straight away, but based off appearance, he looks a lot like the character from what I've seen before. Like I said, I had much experience. I had like one comic, and I knew he was in Injustice, but that was about it. But Matt Ryan did pretty good as the character, I would say. Like I did a bit of research, and he acts a lot like the character. He really suits the role. You can tell it's a role he really likes. He likes the character really. He just suits. He's one of those characters who just suits it. So it couldn't be a DC TV show without a supporting cast. On one side we got Zed Martin, played by Angelica Cilela, I believe it is. She is, I don't know what they call it in the TV show, but she has visions. That's her power. She can see into the future by touching stuff. And we also had Chaz Chandler, played by Charles Halford, who, strangely enough, has been getting around in the DC TV shows. He appeared in Supergirl at one point, I believe. They were both really good as their respected characters. I just wish they did a bit more, because in certain episodes they just didn't do anything. Like, Chaz doesn't appear a lot in the beginning, like as much as he should, and when there's an episode where it's talking about his family and stuff, like how he got his power is he has about, I believe it's 49 lives, I think, something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but his episode was really good, but it's just they don't really talk about the characters as much. Like there's a whole thing with Zed as well, where the she has like some weird backstory past thing, and it's only mentioned like in 2 episodes, and like nothing else. It's just it feels a bit of a waste, but I still think both of them did really well as the characters. The TV show did have a few other notable characters, the first of which was someone called Manny, who was an angel only Constantine could see until like the last episode, in which Zed could now see him. He's a really complex character. I don't know, because most of the time the joke is, oh, he keeps appearing and he's not helping Constantine, but like at the end, this is by a spoiler straight for the end, it's implied that he's the main bad guy, which with the rest of the series it doesn't work. It doesn't work as well. It's just like one of those reveals, like, oh, it's a reveal for the sake of a reveal. Other characters, there was Felix Faust, who was played by, I don't know his name, but he played Hector in Breaking Bad, you know, Kaboom. Spoilers, by the way. I should have mentioned that up straight, never mind. If you don't know who that is, well, good luck, and you should have seen Breaking Bad already. He was really good as his character, although I see Felix Faust as a bit younger, but he did really well. There's also Jim Corrigan, who in the comics is the Spectre, who is he's like a judgment sort of character. He's not shown much. He appears in like 2 episodes, but there is little flashback things and flash forwards, I think, with Zed, which indicate he was going to become a Spectre at some point. So what did the show do well? Well, first, the ideas for the episodes were really good. Like, it's just like nice to see something a bit more imaginative, like in the way it's told and stuff. So like, there's one episode with miners and stuff, like how that all works out. That was quite interesting. I mean, man goes in the shower and gets set alight, you know. Hilarious, fun for all the family. There was a vinyl record episode which I thought was really good. I think my favourite episode was, it was a second parter, but John had this demon inside of him and it was really, really good. Like, just the acting and everything was really good. The cinematography was really good as well throughout, like with some really nice shots, but it follows the thing of DCTV where the shots don't really matter as much. Like, there is a few nice shots, but like most of them aren't designed to look nice. It's just like sometimes they do, if that makes sense. I also like the fact that this show was more sort of like, it was more like a crime show. It was more like solving the mystery and trying to fix the problem instead of punching the problem like Flash and Arrow do. It was just a bit nice because he never really resorted to violence unless he had to. Like, all the times he had like some magic trick or something like that, which I know sounds a bit cheap, but it was really good on how they did it. Now, the TV show did have a few flaws. Certain episode stories, like I mentioned before, they were interesting, but some fell a bit flat. Like, I found myself a bit bored at the beginning. Like, watching it, I was just like, oh, this is a bit boring. I got more into it, as you could probably tell, but it was just a bit boring at some point. I know I mentioned this before with Manny, but it's just the ending of the season. Like, I thought it got cancelled just at 13 episodes, but apparently 13 episodes was the full season. So it's just a bit meh. Like, the ending was like, it edged up obviously for another season, but obviously it didn't get it. It was just a bit annoying that nothing ever really came full circle. Like, there was questions throughout which no one ever got an answer to. Like, who were people hunting Zed down? That was one of them. A bit more like info on Chaz's abilities. Like, we know he dies and stuff, but how many lives does he have left? Does he have any other sort of powers from that? We never get told the full thing. I know it's because they probably planned to do a second season, but it's a real shame that they didn't, because I really want to know the answers to these. So, to end this review, Vroom's verdict. What did I think of it? Like I said, I did enjoy the show, but it did have its flaws. I know I probably mentioned more flaws than I was meant to. Like, I probably sound like I didn't enjoy the show. I really did, but like I said, there was just a few little things. So, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And that's really good considering I never give any... I don't think I've given anything a 9 or an 8 yet, so... It's pretty good. It's an average TV show. I think if you enjoy the comics or anything, or you want to try something different, you'd enjoy it. But besides that, I don't think, like, the average fan base, unless you like it, you probably won't want to watch it. So if you think I'm wrong about something, leave a comment or anything, share with your friends or whatever, and give a subscription if you like this sort of thing. So anyway, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next review.